All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the STEM Lockdown Digital School. It is always a pleasure having you guys. I hope you all had an amazing long weekend. All right, please just remember to keep the chat only related to any questions that I might ask you for you to write in your answers, or any questions that you would like to ask me. Just keep the chat for that and avoid writing unnecessary messages, please. Just to remind you who I am, I go by Karabo Fiona Khashani. On Instagram, KB_Khashani. And on Facebook, Karabo Fiona Khashani. And you are tuning in to Natural Science Grade 6. All right, without wasting any more time, we're going to get straight into it. All right. I see some of you are slowly coming in. Not a problem. All right, so at the end of today's lesson, we're going to discuss why is it exactly that we have to eat so many different things. I mean, why can't I just eat everything and anything that I like? All right, so we're going to discuss why exactly you cannot do that. Right, we're also going to discuss, we've heard people say, you are what you eat, but what exactly does that mean when someone says you are what you eat? All right, we're also going to talk about why is it so bad to eat sugary sweets and why you shouldn't be eating lots of sugary sweets. All right, so that's basically what we need to know by the end of this lesson, because we're going to be discussing food and the different things that you are and not supposed to be eating. All right. All right, we're also going to discuss what is the differences between a fat and an oil. All right, we need to know the differences between those two substances. All right, so that's what we are going to discuss. Zanili, you said you can't hear me. Just maybe check that your sounding is connected and your audio, and hopefully you can get through. All right, so here are your new words. And as usual, what I expect you to do is for you to find the meaning of these words, just like we have been doing previously. That is your homework for today. Is you have to find the meaning of the following words, and we're going to discuss those meanings tomorrow. Use your dictionary, your textbook, whatever resource that you have to find the meanings. Right, the first word is classification. You need to find the meaning of classification. I hope you've got your notebooks out and you are writing down the words that you need to find. First one is classification. Right, then I'd like you to find the meaning of carbohydrates. Please do copy that down. Proteins. I would like you to find the meaning of proteins just so that, just so that you can find the meaning of protein. So please just write down proteins. Next is vitamins. What are vitamins? And we will discuss these answers tomorrow. Nutrition. You need to find the meaning of the word nutrition. Then we've got a pyramid. I would like you to find the meaning of a pyramid. Now remember, we're talking about food. So obviously, just to give you a hint, we are discussing food pyramid. All right. Some of you might be thinking maybe the Egypt pyramid, but just think of the food pyramid. The immune system. Find the meaning of immune system. And insulate. All right. So I'm just going to go back. Just for those who still need some time to just copy down those words, just a couple of seconds for you to copy down these words so that you can get the meanings for them tomorrow. All right, moving on. I hope you got them all down. Right, now let's get into it. Now, all living plants and animals need to feed or eat to give them energy to carry out the life processes. Now, for you to have energy throughout the day, you need to obviously consume something to eat, just so that you don't get too dried out, because you need all the energy to just do your daily activities that you need to do, all right? It's very hard having to work on an empty stomach, all right? Haven't eaten anything that does affect your life processes, all right? Plants make their own food from sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide through the process of photosynthesis. We will get into more depth about photosynthesis in the coming week, all right? But for now, we're just gonna go over the content regarding food, which is actually content that you should have covered in term 1 at school. So we're just gonna break it down for you. So use this opportunity to ask any questions that obviously were not clarified to you in class or during your learning process, all right? Animals cannot make their own food and need to eat plants or other animals to get energy. People also have to eat plant or animal products to get energy to grow and develop. All right, so we all need to eat to get energy. All right, animals too, they need to eat to get their energy. All right, so that lion, when that lion has to go hunt, that lion needs to have consumed something to get energy. All right, just like humans. All right, let's talk about the classification of food groups. Now, food is divided into different groups. All right, now if you look at that picture on the bottom left, we can see already that there's carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. Lipids is just a food group which is inclusive of fats and oils. So foods are divided into different food groups. And it is important to know the different foods and the food group that they belong to so that you eat enough of each food group. All right. Jackie, just to remind you about the topic, we're talking about nutrients. So today's topic is nutrients, right? We're discussing different nutrients and food groups. All right. The food we eat can be grouped or classified into different types or groups. We call these food groups. Now, there are 4 main food groups, and each food group does a different job in the body. So when you eat your carbohydrates, there's something that happens in your body as opposed to eating proteins, lipids, or vitamins. All right, so each food group has a different job in your body, and they are all needed. Now, let's discuss carbohydrates, proteins, fats and oils, vitamins, and minerals. Now, fats and oils specifically are grouped under what we call lipids. All right, so when you hear the word lipids, you need to think of fats and oils. All right, that is what we talk about when we talk about lipids. Now, we classify food according to these food groups, although most foods contain a mixture of more than one nutrient group. So you might be eating a meal that consists of more than one of the nutrient groups. So some foods actually just contain more than one. You might find that maybe your peanut butter maybe contains some vitamins maybe and some fats and oils, all right? So different foods, some foods can actually have more than one nutrient group in them, but we're gonna go and talk about that as we move on. All right, now let's break down the carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates, they are the most important source of energy for the body. So if you need energy, you need to be eating your carbs, all right, because they provide energy for the body. They store energy for the body as well. I mean, usually if you have like a very big sandwich, like some bread or some pap or some pasta, you might realize that that pap or pasta will actually last you throughout the day without having to eat anything in between because it's such a heavy food. All right. Now, carbohydrates are an important part of the body structure. Foods that contain carbohydrates are pasta, samp, potatoes, cereal, mealie meal, porridge, and bread. So now if you eat these foods, you're obviously providing your body with energy. And you'll find that if you eat samp in the morning, you'll be filled throughout the day because like I said already, carbohydrates are very heavy meals. All right. you know, I don't know if you guys have heard, but you know, a lot of our construction workers, you know, they believe a lot in eating mealie meal, pap and some meat, because they say pap gives you energy. For as long as I've eaten pap, I can go throughout the whole day, you know, being active and doing what it is that I need to do. All right, so we've got some potatoes there, some bread, rice, and of course, pasta. Right, I couldn't put pictures of all the others, but I'm sure you all know what pap looks like. All right, porridge, and of course, semp. All right, so those are very, very important carbohydrates which the body needs for energy. Now let's discuss our proteins. Now, proteins are the building blocks for our body. They build the body's muscles. All right. Now, what's very, very important is that most of the time, if you get an injury, any of you who've had injuries, you know, maybe sports injuries, it's very important to actually eat proteins because they build the body's muscles. All right. Very, very important to have proteins. Now, they also help to repair hurt or, of course, to repair hurt or broken tissues. Like I said already, you know, I remember when I play netball and I happened to just fracture my ankle, and I was told to eat a lot of proteins just to help with the broken tissue in my ankle and all the muscles. All right. All right. Sorry, I was just reading what Matladi was saying about how my brother and I ate chips and we fell asleep. All right. So yes, because it's such a heavy, heavy meal, you could end up actually falling asleep depending on how much you actually eat, right? Because carbs are so heavy. You know, some people say that it makes them so lazy. You know, they just want to sleep. They just want to lie down because they feel bloated and because it was such a heavy meal. Thank you for that, Mashodi. All right, proteins can be used as a reserve energy if there is a shortage of carbohydrates. Now, if your body is short of carbs, then you can obviously have proteins, and proteins are used as a reserve. So if there are no carbs, your body will utilize the proteins. Some foods that contain proteins are meat, fish, chicken, eggs, beans, milk, and cheese. Protein is also found in many plant products. These could be chickpeas, beans, lentils, nuts, and soya. All right, so there you've got your meat, you've got your lentils, which I really do not like. Nuts, don't like them either. And cheese, I love cheese. All right, what about you guys? What are your favorite proteins? In your chat, let me know what is your favorite protein. Wontle says cheese. Me too, I love cheese. Triyasha, I think it is. Triyasha loves nuts. I'm not a fan of nuts. Don't know why. All right. Fida says nuts. Very good, guys. I hope you guys are eating those nuts. All right. A lot of you seem to enjoy these nuts. All right. Awesome. And I see Lozzie saying cheese, Terrence, nuts, Molly, soya. Interesting. All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys. None of you said meat. Nobody likes meat. That's interesting. I was hoping you'd all say, there we go. Zana says meat and cheese. Ogutle meat. Ah, awesome. JD also loves meat. Great stuff, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, I'm going to take a couple hands. I see Sinekugu. Would you like to share something with us, Sinekugu? Are you there? Nope. Let's try JD.
The bread with nuts, is it healthy? Those,
yes.
I think nuts.
Extremely healthy. In fact, thank you for actually mentioning that. So the bread that you find with nuts, sometimes called whole wheat, is actually a food group, or rather a food that contains many other food groups. All right, so we know that it's got obviously carbs and of course some nuts, which is some protein. So very, very healthy to have the bread with nuts. Mahlodi, what about you?
You're unmuted.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, why don't you like lentils?
I don't know. No specific reason. I have no idea. I don't know. I think I just ate them once and I decided that, nope, this is not for me. So no, I don't know. I have no idea, Mahlodi. All right. All right, I'm going to take the last hand. Molly. Yes, Molly. Nope. All right. Okay, we're going to carry right on. Thank you guys for that. All right. And some of you are saying that, oh, Jackie, mom and I grow Brussels sprouts at home. That is very, very interesting. Awesome. All right, guys, thank you. Let's move on to our lipids. Now, lipids, remember, are our fats and oils. Right now, fat is stored around organs like the kidneys to protect them from injury. Fat is also stored under the skin to insulate us, all right, to keep us warm. All right, if you got fat in your body, we should all have some sort of fat in our body, obviously to insulate, to keep us warm, and to protect our organs from injury. Now, fat can be used as a reserve energy if there is a shortage of carbohydrates. So now we know that our lipids and our proteins can actually be used as a reserve if there are no carbohydrates in our body. Foods that contain fat include butter, margarine, sardines, cooking oils, nuts. Now remember, nuts was also previously in protein, so meaning nuts actually are foods that contain more than one food group. Nuts are proteins as well as lipids. Interesting. Peanut butter and avocado, sorry, and pears. There was just supposed to be a comma over there. I apologize for that. Well, yeah, comma and then and. All right. See, now avocado, I love avocado. Who loves avocado? And a lot of my friends don't like it. I really love avocado. Right. Bontle says avocado, peanut butter. Bontle, me. Yes, yes, yes. I'm glad you guys love avocado. Great stuff. All right. So there we've got some oil. All right. We got some peanut butter. Not my favorite as well, unless it's got the nuts, the crunchy peanut butter. Some margarine, and of course some nuts. All right, still not my favorite. Right, I'm gonna take a hand. I see we've got, oh, no, it's back down. All right, cool. Sinagugu had the hand up, but the hand is back down. All right, so Faida, I think it is, I just like the peanut and not the butter. Interesting. All right, so those are our lipids, our fats and our oils. All right, so now we know that our nuts could be protein as well as oils, because you can see some of them are actually a bit shiny, which actually shows the oil that they have. All right. Moving on. All right, now we're going to talk about our vitamins and minerals. Now, by looking at these two pictures, where do you think we get our vitamins and minerals from? From eating what kinds of foods will we get our vitamins and minerals? All right, remember just to put it in your chat as to, from looking at these pictures, where do we get our vitamins and minerals from? All right, a lot of you are saying vegetables, peppers, carrots. Ixon saying fruits and vegetables, 100%. All right, awesome stuff. All right, Zamili, yes.
Ma'am, we get vitamins and minerals.
No,
by eating fruits and vegetables.
From fruits and veg, 100%. You know, Zamili, every time I unmute you, I know for a fact I'm always going to hear your father in the background. The entire week, he's always in the background. So I know with you, there's always that thing. All right. All right, Jackie's asking, can herbs be vitamins? All right, so now herbs obviously are what we find, you know, under the ground on some trees, and they're a very good source of, this could be iron, all right, and also just a very good source for our bodies. Herbs are also very important to add in our foods. That's why you might find that there's mint, which we have some mint, we can add it to our tea. But yes, herbs are also a good source of vitamins and minerals. All right. Awesome. All right, now vitamins and minerals are essential to the human body, and yet we produced very few of them ourselves. Now, this is the reality. To be honest with you, it's been about 2 weeks and I haven't eaten a fruit. 2 weeks, no fruits. That is the reality of a lot of us, where we actually just tend to provide our body with the essentials. So unfortunately, I have not been providing vitamins and minerals to my body because I don't cook a lot of vegetables either. I eat more carbs and meat, and I do not provide my body with vitamins and minerals. And this is what I actually need. I need a lot more of this than anything else. All right, so I hope you've all been eating those fruits, and I hope you've all been eating those vegetables, but I've got 2 weeks and I haven't touched a fruit. So bad, so bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So please at least have an apple every day, or a banana or something. You know, if you can't have an apple, then rather have a carrot for dinner or something like that. But it's important to at least have vitamins and minerals daily. All right, Michael, doesn't that make you weak? Well, actually, I don't know. I just forget to have fruits and vegetables. I don't know why I don't eat them. I forget, honestly. Very, very bad habit, but I'm working on that. Working on that. All right. Fida, why can't you eat? All right. All right, now many important minerals are contained in the food we eat. 2 of the most important are sodium. Now that helps to keep the correct balance of water in the body and is found in most food. So very important to at least have some sodium in your body, and of course calcium, extremely important. Now it is important for strengthening of bones and teeth. Calcium can be found in fish, green vegetables, milk, and cheese. So mom, sister, whoever's making dinner tonight, please encourage them to add some vegetables in your dinner. Have a fruit for lunch today, or if you've eaten breakfast already, grab a banana, grab an apple, just get something to keep your body going, because you really do need those vitamins. In fact, as soon as I'm done here, I'm definitely going to go and eat a fruit. All right. All right. I see Ndovu saying, I don't eat meat at all. Okay, that is interesting, Ndovu. All right. Ndovu does not eat meat. All right. Now, most vitamins are manufactured by plants. So we get vitamins from the food we eat or from vitamin supplements. There are specific foods that contain specific vitamins. So certain foods actually have vitamins in them, which we really need to make use of. All right, let's move on. Now, there are specific foods that contain specific vitamins, like I said already. And the table that we're about to look at now shows some important vitamins. All right, their natural sources and the food that contains them, and some of their functions in the body. All right, now let's look at this. Now we've got vitamin A. Now, where can you get vitamin A from? We're going to look at the very first row. Now, for vitamin A, you get it from an egg yolk, eating liver, deep yellow, so very, very yellow fruits and vegetables, and very green fruits and vegetables, as well as fish liver oil. So for you to get vitamin A, you need to be eating these foods. All right. What does it do? It helps the eye to produce a pigment that helps us to see in dim light. How interesting is that? All right, so if you eat enough vitamin A, it actually helps your eye pigment so that you can actually see better when the lights are dim. Hey, how interesting. Right, so get that vitamin A. All right, moving on to vitamin B. Now, where can we get vitamin B from? We get this from brown rice and whole wheat bread. I think it was JD that mentioned about eating bread with nuts. Whole wheat bread as well is where you can get your source of vitamin B. But what does it help with? Now, there are several types of vitamin B, and they have many functions. Now, they are an important, in chemical reactions for breathing. So eating brown rice and whole wheat bread actually helps with our breathing. Hey, interesting. So now we know that we need to be eating some vitamin B. Right, let's go to the third one, vitamin C. This is our citrus fruits, like your very citrusy fruits, naartjie, orange, your lemon, your lime, all right? Strawberries, tomatoes, and peppers. Now, this strengthens the body's immune system by increasing the ability to fight infections. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard now when you got sick or you've got the flu, you're told to have some calcivita or have some oranges because it actually helps to fight infections. Most of the time, I would boil some hot water with some lemon if I've got a flu, and it actually does help. So if you've got flu or your immune system is a bit weak, please have that vitamin C. Sineku, I see you've got your hand up. I have unmuted you.
Ma'am, my mom told me that because it's winter now, I must start eating oranges.
100%. All right. And obviously you need to start eating oranges because in winter, our body tends to get cold, and that's when we start then being prone to getting sick. So now if you can just eat oranges or any citrus fruit, it will help to avoid any infections, any flu or a cold that you might get. All right, I'm going to take, I think it's Triasha. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Ma'am, ginger also helps with fighting with the immune system.
100%. Very, very good. Thank you, Triasha. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Triasha.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Thank you, Triasha. Right, I'm going to take JD, last hand, then we're going to move on. Yes, JD.
Ma'am, did you know that strawberries have more vitamin C than strawberry and then oranges in white? Ma'am, strawberries have more vitamin C than
okay, JD, I'm gonna mute you, and then you're gonna have to just repeat that after a couple of seconds. All right, we will come back to JD because I'm struggling to get hold of her. I will come back to you, JD, and then you can carry on telling me, right? Sorry about that. I'll definitely come back to you. I heard strawberries. That's all I heard. All right, lastly, vitamin D. Now, where can I get my vitamin D from? From egg yolk, fish liver oils, and can be made in the skin when ultraviolet rays from the sun convert cholesterol in the skin to make vitamin D. Now, what does it help with? It helps the absorption of calcium and phosphate. These nutrients are used for making strong bones and teeth. All right, JD, I'm going to unmute you again, and let's hope this time it works. Yes.
Ma'am, did you know strawberries have more vitamin C than oranges in white?
I don't know what's going on with JD. I heard that strawberries have more vitamin C than something. Please type it down, JD, and then I'll come back to it. All right. Don't know what's happening. Maybe it could be my connection. All right, moving on. So we've got some nice fruits and vegetables, then of course some milk, which very helps with our vitamins and our mineral. All right. All right. Now let's talk about sometimes food. Oof, look at that, hey? That looks really, really yummy. Now this is what we call sometimes, not all the time, sometimes food. Don't think I said eat this all the time. I said sometimes, all right? Not all the time, sometimes. All right, that's what we call sometimes food. All right. They all look so delicious. Now, sometimes foods are high in fat, sugar, and maybe even salt. They typically have very little nutritional value and are often processed and packaged. There's no need to offer sometimes foods to children on a regular basis. So there's no need for you to take chips to school each and every single day. There's no need for Smarties, Oreo biscuits, donuts. There's no need for that every day. All right. Now, examples of sometimes foods include chocolate and confectionery. Now, that just includes your biscuits, chips, and all sorts of other stuff. So these are sweets, biscuits, chips, and high-fat savory biscuits. pastry-based foods such as pies, sausage rolls, and pasties. This could be like a pizza or like a pie already. So these are foods that you're not supposed to be eating all the time. It's just sometimes food. Definitely not your fast foods and not your takeaways. And of course, cakes and ice cream. Lastly, soft drinks, fruit juice, fruit drinks, cordial, sports drinks, energy drinks, flavored milk, and favorite mineral water. These are sometimes foods and not to be eaten every day. All right, so please don't drink flavored water thinking that it's actually clean mineral water. All right, so no. Right, definitely not healthy, so do avoid that. I know it's yummy. One place there's a Big Mac. I know it's so yummy, but it's so unhealthy. All right, so we really should not be eating those daily. Avoid it. I know it's hard to avoid it, but for your own health, you know, later on tomorrow and throughout the week, we're going to discuss the bad effects of eating sometimes foods. I have a cousin of mine who has got a baby girl, and every morning she's always stuffed with chocolate on her face, and she's eating all sorts of junk food. So it's very, very unhealthy. So now that is what we call sometimes foods, foods that are not to be eaten every day. All right. Moving right along. All right, now let's do this activity. Now, some foods may contain more than one food group. Now, I want you to tell me with what you're about to see, which food group does the food belong to? All right, so here we've got some pasta bolognese. What food group does this belong to? Now, remember there's 4, I'll remind you: carbs, carbohydrates, protein, vitamins and minerals, and lipids. So what food group does this belong to? A lot of you are saying carbohydrates. All right. Jackie, carbohydrates and lipids. Excellent. Okay, keep those answers coming. Yes, Molly.
Ma'am, it's carbohydrates, proteins, and vitamins and minerals.
All right, excellent. Thank you. All right, so Molly mentioned all 4 of our food groups. What about, oh, Trasha put their hands back down. All right, cool. So we've got some carbs over here. We've got some mincemeat, which is some protein. I think there's some tomato there as well. All right, obviously some oil. So definitely, thank you for those answers, guys. All right, and a lot of you are saying Mahlodi, carbohydrates, lipids, protein, vitamins. Lwazi, lipids, yes, yes, yes. All right, what about the next one? It's coming. There we go. What about this? What do we have in there? What do we have in there? Yes, Triasha.
Ma'am, I see vitamins and minerals.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right, thank you, Triasha. All right, so we see our vitamins, our minerals. All right, now who remembers from just the previous slide, the egg yolk? Which vitamin is that? Who remembers what the egg yolk, what vitamin is that? It's got 2 vitamins. Which one? Who remembers? Michael says A. Very good. A and which one? Remember, it's got 2. A and? Terrence says A. Which vitamin does an egg yolk have? All right, Jackie, vitamin A and D. Very good. Egg yolk has vitamin A and D. All right, excellent, guys. So this is also just a very healthy salad. All right, what about this over here? We got some peas, some pasta, I think some cheese maybe, some tomatoes and some veggies. And this looks like a very inclusive meal of a lot of food groups. What do you think? What is in this type of food? Mahlodi says all 4. I'm with Mahlodi. I think so too. All 4 food groups. All right. All right, yes, all 4. It's got everything. So very, very healthy. You are getting all the food groups and all the minerals and all the energy that you need from just eating this bowl of food. All right, and I think this is our last one. This one over here. What about this over here? We've got something like a wrap, some bacon maybe, some tomato, looks like a bit of a pastry as well. All right, what about this one? All right, we've got Tililo. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Tililo says all 4. All right, I'm with you there. It looks like we've got all 4. All right, what about some of you? Keep them coming in, all 4. Very, very good. Excellent, guys. Thank you. All right, I think that was definitely our last one. No, I think this is the last one. Oh, and what about this? This looks like a very delicious dessert. What is here? What do we have over here? What do we have over here? Bontle, yes.
And I see vitamins and minerals.
All right, Bontle sees vitamins and minerals. Thank you, Bontle. All right, Molly, what about you?
Ma'am, I see fats.
You see fat.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Molly. Molly sees fat, Bontle, vitamins, and what about the rest of you? Sineku, fat and vitamins, Lazi, protein, fat and oils from Michael. I see Ndovu saying V's and M's. All right, Ndovu, but when you have a test, don't write V's and M's. Okay, write it in full. All right. Jackie says vitamins and minerals and sometimes foods. Interesting, Jackie. Awesome stuff. Thank you guys for those answers. So of course, we've got some vitamins here because we've got some berries and strawberries, ice cream and some cream. Right, ice cream, definitely a sometimes food. All right, thank you guys. All right, now let's look at this. It says, which hull do you think is the healthiest? And tell me why. We got A, B, C, D, and I've got 2 Ds. This over here should be an E, the bolognese. I apologize for that. It should be an E. Which one is the healthiest? And please tell me why. Mahlodi says C. Why, Mahlodi? Why are you saying C is the healthiest? Just have a look at that and tell me which is healthier and why. Lazi, I'm going to take your hand. Michael, you're next. Lazi.
Because it contains.
Are you there, Lazi?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
All right, Lazi, I might need to have to just mute you and then I will come back to you. I don't know if it's my side, but I'll have to. Struggling to hear you, Lazi. I'll come back to you. Let me try Michael. Michael?
Ma'am, I think B is the healthiest because it has all the vitamins.
All right, thank you, Michael. What about you, Ndovu? Just hold on a sec, it's unmuting. It's taking a bit of a while.
I think it's C.
All right, struggling to get to Ndovu. Let's try again.
Hello?
All right, Ndovu, there we go. Yes.
I think it's C because it contains all 4 food groups.
All right, thank you so much, Ndovu. Ndovu says C because it contains all 4 food groups. All right, awesome. I'm gonna take let's see. I'm gonna take the last hand because of time. Molly.
Ma'am, it's C because of it has more vitamins and minerals and proteins.
Okay, thank you very much, Molly. All right, thank you guys. Some of you are saying, Terence says C because it has all the food groups. Jackie also says C. Matlodi says C. Ndovu says C. JD says because it has all the food groups. So JD says B. Iksan, C and B because they both have all the food groups. Buntle says B because it has all the 4 food groups. All right, excellent, guys. Thank you so much for your answers. And obviously, depending on what the food is inclusive of, will make it a very healthy meal. Right, with C, we've got all the food groups. With D, so as well, we've got all the food groups. All right, thank you for that, guys. Awesome stuff. All right, now just a takeaway message. Now, the natural foods contained a mixture of more than one nutrient group. For example, nuts are a source of protein and fat. Milk is a source of calcium and protein. Vegetables contain many nutrient groups. And lastly, the foods which have been processed or manufactured often contain additives such as salt, sugar, preservatives, and flavorings. We are definitely going to get into that in more detail within the next coming of days. Now, here's a helpful link coming from the Department of Health, and this will give you some information regarding foods and what you should and should not be eating. All right, tomorrow we are going to be discussing a balanced diet. So please do tune in tomorrow for that lesson. Remember to follow us on the STEM Lockdown Digital School. You can contact me on my email address and follow us on social media. You guys have been absolute bliss today. Thank you so much for an awesome lesson. Thank you guys for being awesome, awesome, awesome. Remember, your homework is to do the new words, to find the meanings of the new words. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Bye, everybody.